Once you master these 3 fundamentals, you will instantly become a better producer. In my opinion, these are the 3 things that I think once you master, it will tremendously improve your beat making ability. The first one is actually being able to make samples and improve upon samples that you get. I've got various videos which I'll leave in the description covering this topic for a more in-depth how-to. What I mean by this is it is cool to use samples sometimes, and the art of sampling is very unique and interesting, and I use samples a lot, but when you need to, you need to be able to make your own sample. This not only will make your beats more interesting, but you'll have more creative freedom to add explicitly what you want and what you hear inside your head. As well as this, you can expand your business as a producer by selling these samples to producers that want to use them and adapt on them, etc, etc. So it is very, very useful to learn making samples. But how is this done? I'm going to assume you watching right now do not know much about music theory. You're not classically trained in music, but you really enjoy the production side of things. You have to learn some sort of music theory. You don't have to become fluent, but it definitely helps, like knowing your minor, major chords, knowing scales. But I do have some things that can help. So if we pull up to FL Studio here, once we load a VST, we can go in our piano. Now, you're probably starting here and you're like, I don't even know what notes sound good together. Well, FL actually has a feature for this. You can click up here, go to View, go to Scale Highlighting, and it actually has all the scales here and the different keys. So we're in G minor harmonic right now, and this is going to keep us to that scale. I'd recommend when you're trying to make a certain type beat, researching the genre and researching keys that are typically used in that genre and using one of them. You can see all these highlighted notes are the ones in the scale. So now when we play notes, as you can hear, these notes sound coherent and you can tell they work in the scale. Now, this is going to help when building samples. Another good thing is minor chords. That's a minor chord. So it starts from your root note and then you skip 2 notes, place 1, then you skip 3 and place 1. Now, if you want a major chord, this note goes like that. So you skip 3 and then skip 2. When you're first starting out, another tool that can help is this stamp feature, and it actually lets you stamp scales. We already viewed them on the back, so you don't need that, but if you do use it, it will pull up all the notes that are in that scale. So if you put this on G, as you can see, all the highlighted notes line up, but what we want is the chord. So what we can do here is pick any chord. So we can pick a diminished chord here, and we have it right here. Now, I'd obviously recommend experimenting with these different chords, getting used to them and what context they work best. Yeah, so hopefully that will help a little bit into the creation of samples. If you want like a full tutorial on how to make specific type samples, I can do that for you. But going on to the second tip here, which is arguably the most important, is sound selection. You can be the master at creating melodies, creating chords, creating sequences, but if you're not choosing the correct sounds for your genre, it is just not going to sound good. So as you can hear on this one, the sound selection is sounding good. And these sounds are not always playing at the same time. And I've even added in my own vocals as well. So to demonstrate the importance of sound selection, I'm going to replace some of these sounds. Now for this example, we're going to pick the same instrument, just poor sounds. So it's the exact same thing, but this piano's not as nice and this guitar's absolutely awful. So let's take it back to how it was. So let's listen to this part again. It's so much cleaner because these sounds are quality sounds that fit with the vibe of the beat. Now on the screen right now, I'm going to list a bunch of free plugins that you can use to make beats if you're on a budget, and all of which I use a lot to create these kind of beats. Okay, so the final tip is one that I am still working on, and I feel like it is the most difficult in terms of creative kinds of people that make art, and that is being fearless. Now, I mean this in 2 different ways. First off, being fearless in your beats by experimenting with ideas. Your first idea may not always sound good. Do not be scared to scrap it and try it. That doesn't mean every idea you need to be changing and try and make everything perfect, but don't be scared to try different things and see what they sound. Again, if you're learning, you don't know everything about production yet. You don't know what works, you don't know what doesn't. So just straight up trying random things can help you develop that knowledge quicker. But the second thing with being fearless is actually releasing your music. A lot of us are afraid of judgment from other people and other producers or artists that are better than us, and sometimes it can paralyze us releasing our music. But you never know when your next song is going to be a big hit. Now, I wouldn't recommend starting a whole business when you've just started producing. At least get to some sort of skill level first, but don't be afraid to show the world what you've got. Embrace the criticism and work on it, and just keep doing you and keep trying to be the best that you can. At the end of the day, it's a business, so if you're not releasing, if you're not showing your music, no one's going to be there to buy it, no one's going to be able there to listen to it, and no one is going to be able to become a fan. So this is what I'm trying to build, this YouTube channel, and help you guys learn, but I'm also trying to get my music out as well. More music will definitely be coming soon, because I don't want to be a hypocrite to you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. I know this is a different kind of video. It's a little bit short, but I feel like these 3 things are what got me to the level of production I am today. So let me know if you've got any more qualities that you think that you need. Obviously there is 10 times more. These were the ones that just came to my mind when I was thinking about it. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.